Last night's dream. Okay? Don't forget we were on Mars the night before. The night after that, I was on the Rock of Gibraltar, which really looks like Percy Rock here in Quebec. Then I was in the African jungle, and then I reminded myself that it was not far off from the town I lived, maybe an hour drive, to where they had Rocky Beach. To where in the area I live, they have 11-7 come to Roulette, Highway 50 passage, and out towards Shawinigan we have number 55. Last night's dream, when I was in the Big O, and I had lost my car somewhere in the Big O. They were trapping us in the Big O in Montreal. And then all of a sudden I was in New York City, and I had to bring this remedy to one child. There was one child that's sick and he had to be cured. And I was running through the sewer systems of New York City trying to find this boy, and ended up in Montreal underneath the ground. We must know. You see, we, meaning me and myself, because all I see is you. For those of you who have missed most of my videos, and this is a short one, and prefer not to even be in front of the screen while I'm there. For those of you who don't know why I'm doing this, is because I forget. I couldn't write it all down because I couldn't explain it to myself. So I put it in these videos and put it in the star system. I got hooked up under the ground. But as they hooked me up under the ground with communication, they sent my internet to the sky, into a satellite system that shoots around this world. The same thing to every single person that wants to see. Thinking nobody's following us? Perhaps. A bump in the night. Scratching on your head thinking there's Morse code coming in because you're just doing this. The cats that arch their back all the way up. Why are they arching their backs? What, have they got brains in there or something? Because they just finished over here dissolving their food, and they're just like a snake, and they're pushing their food right towards their ass. Is it only the cat who sits down and pees, boy or girl? This is the end of the year, my friends. The end of a year that, for some reason, it's never the end of the year. I don't even want to think of it. There's cycles. We need to go through these cycles. For whatever reason it is. The light of Venus, okay, who divides two cheeks, yet she spits out one word. She divides two cheeks, spits out one word. She nourishes with the air of Adam into her own mind of the grays. And she lifts herself up and she divides. She divides herself and she squeezes it out through the one cheek. Who's doing all the squeezing? Because the ace is the ace hole of everything, alpha has to take all from beta and squeeze it out his mouth, meaning the man is the one that shoots out the words. But it is Venus who eats. Or is it Adam that eats through the one hole of the division of Eve? At the same time, you can eat and breathe. Imagine if you couldn't breathe. So how do we understand this? It's Adam and Eve. I go to the bathroom. What are you going to do? It's a number 2. So is Adam left, right, and center? And the only thing that Eve does is divides? Is that what Eve does? Hold on a second, I'll check. Spread your legs. Isn't that what the cops always say? Spread your legs. Ooh, baby, I'll be back in a half an hour. Gotta go now. I'm kidding. That was a part of the last movie of Jack and Jill that I watched. In fact, any joke that I'll ever make, somebody else has done it. How would I know? I'm just like a pumpkin head. I want to go paint. Everything's blue. I'm painting so much blue for the end of the year. Avatar is coming. You see, I didn't even know my shirt is orange, and now there's a blue stripe on it. We have to do this, my friends. You always have to do this. 2 stripes, and you know why? And that's it. We've got the palm tree. The palm tree. I've got it in the palm of my hands. Oh, wait a second, you ain't got no hands, but I got it in the palm of my hands. You ever see that? You ever see It's a Mad, Mad, Mad World out there? And they were all running to the palms. Do you want to see something funny? I don't really want to do this. Watch this. I got one piece of paper. I'm going to rip one. I'm going to rip two. I got three. Look at that. The one on the inside, the outside is the same as the other one on the outside. We got one in the center. So we've got two betas and one alpha. Oh shit. Does that mean each one of my nuts is female? No wonder they're crazy and they curl up just like a snake. To pounce on you. Isn't that what your nuts do? Or sexual organs? You're ready? You're ready? You're ready? And they're curling up like a snake. And then the snake shoots its head at you. And it makes sense because somebody the other day, some girl, I think it was some girl, this could have been a guy, like, I don't even remember, it was one of the two. And I'm trying to hide from you. It's a secret. Blame it on me. Yeah, man, look, he's hiding something from us. I don't think so. So where are we with this next one? Even the balls. The keyhole, would you call this a keyhole? I weeble, I wobble, I don't fall down. And the cats keep turning upside down. You have three teeth because you only turn once. You turn 120, 120, 120. You know why you turn 360? Because 360 degrees, 120 here three times. 120 equals, when you add up 1 to 15, equals 120. Now watch this. 1 to 15, okay, excuse me. When you add up to 15, it equals to 120. So 3 times is 360. Now watch what we're going to do now. 5 out of the 15. We'll do 5 at a time because I got to use one hand to count. And then my toes, each toe will be a different division. So I'll count them 5 toes, 5 divisions of 25. I'll get 50 divisions. So let me just count this way. 5. If you add up 1 to 5, you get 15. Now we're going to add up the 6 ball to the 10 ball. Or we'll add up 1 to 5 again. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Okay, even better. Thanks for that. 1 to 5 equals to 15. Now we got 5 balls. Okay, now we've got 1 to 5 equals to 15. Okay, now we got another 5 balls. Now we got 1 to 5 equals to 15 equals another 5 balls. $45, you counted for each division. You have 15 balls. Low shoe, perhaps? Something in the wrong shoe? What about the wrong foot? The foot has one big toe and then it has all the other ones because this little one went all the way to the market. We have to understand. No, you don't have to understand. I have to understand. I need to know why that little piggy went to the market. What was it for? Did he go pick up his check? It's because it was Luigi and Dr. Mario and they went down a different pipe because the pig's hose, the pig's hose is his nose. Put the straws in, something to do with the straws of his nose, and the short of the pig nose, is that how fast his nose gets down to his hose, which is his heart? Now if you add up, okay, if you add up now, I have 45, so 5 by 4 equals to 209. 20 and 9. 29 altogether. I, 20th letter, T, 20th letter, and I. IT, it. It runs on 120 degrees of the 15 balls. Because you turned them. Now you gotta do this 3 times. So we turned it 3 times, okay? Why? Because first it was this way to 15 balls, then it was this way to 15 balls, then it was this way to 15 balls. But the question comes like this. If you turn it 1 time here, then you turn it 1 time here, then you turn this 1 time in the center. But you don't turn it this way, you turn it this way. Triangle 1, 2, 3. And the reason we do that is because the triangle will always point down. The flat will always go up. by getting the flat up, okay, by getting the flat up, you shoot light to 1, 2, 3, 4 areas. Let me show you again how this works, okay? Okay. This is the pyramid. Okay, no, this is not a good pyramid. I need a good pyramid. I need a good pyramid. Let's just use this as a pyramid, okay? No, that's not a good pyramid. This will be a good pyramid. Okay? Let's use this as the pyramid, okay? This is one point. If this is the point, this is the plateau. If this is the plateau and it's all mirrored and there's a prism inside the pyramid, it'll shoot the light to every single one of the corners. There will be 3 corners, okay? This is flat, this is pointed. One light comes in and shoots it out the 4 corners. Up here, your dome, it's actually like this in the back of your head, okay? And the cranium, depending how the cranium comes, there's a softer part because the major part is what's picking up the light and the other one's just holding it together and probably passing the rest of the weeds. Okay, so you had the light here. So I'm looking. So now you're able to spread the light. Number 4 to Mars of the Sandbox. Mars of the Sandbox has its energy to light up, which is your nose. It comes out your nose. One of the lights. You breathe in, you breathe out. That's why it keeps getting hot. The light comes in from here, up from your ass. You eat hay, you eat straw, you're a horse, you create energy. Hay is like a J. Is that okay? Because the J is what brings the energy back. Okay? The K is if you turn the K's outward and put the 2 straight lines next to each other, it becomes your 11. Your V's that are attached to it creating your K's are 5 and 5. You have 11, 5, 11 times 11, 5, or 5 by 5 is 25, 11, 25, or one of those angles, triangular angles, because that's the way the K is. It's towards the 7th gate. Here's one of the ways it looks. Here's your nose. Okay, see this? This is only the nose. 2 6s standing up. Okay, you blow out through your nose. Here's your mouth. Okay, if you take a look at it, it becomes number 13. So it looks like number 13 comes from the mouth. Over here on the top also looks like a 3. It looks like an E3. When you create the K, turn backwards. Okay. Okay, when you create the K backwards, this is going this way. Let's say that would be here, or it would be going up. I don't know which way how it's surfaced, or it could be the higher part here because there's the tube from here and then to here. It's separated. They're not the same. I can't explain it because I don't really understand. I'm just trying to see it in my own head. So what you have is you have this. The minute the light and you breathe in and your nose splits up the area to this side of your brain and this side of your brain. Mars Sandbox. You split it this way for your thinking. You reach the top with the bottom here and the bottom with the top here. Now you're intertwining whatever has to be intertwined between the 2 brains, and the K creates an E. The U letter, okay, because U comes from J. It's an upside down J, splitting it like right over here. Okay, and the K is what the K is. It was actually a V splitting the 2 sides. Splitting the 2 sides, or splitting the 2 sides of something here, which is your K. Maybe it's your hearing, I'm not sure. So you have 11K, it becomes the E, but now you have to put a cap on top of it. You put a cap on top of it, creating your X, and now your K from an E is an R, because that's your energy. This nose gives you the light. This nose gives you the light. I know they said there's an X. Well, there's an X. That's a lot of shit going on. Do you know if you put a circle around an X, you get 4 more X's? 4 more exits? Why would they call it an X if it doesn't have a reason for an exit? You put a crossway, it all of a sudden tells you there's a railway crossing. R and R, well, there's your R and R railroad crossing for the spirit, angel, and man. Here's your 11. Because you crisscrossed your J from there to here, here's your J cutting off. Do you see where it cuts off the J once they crisscross? Now looks like the 2 candy canes, from your best friend. These people, What's going on in the head? This is all about what's going on in the head. This is all blue, my friends. You can see it over here. It's the balance, okay? Look at it showing over here. I'm not going to explain it, okay? I turn it upside down. Whichever way I turn it, it's always going to tell a story. We were built on identicality. We are all the same. All you got to do is put a little bit more paint on your face. Act like an idiot. But whatever repeats, it's because it's the same. You know what my mother said about me? When I was born, they broke the mold. I said, yeah, Ma. I said, don't you know how pottery works? If you want to duplicate something, you break the mold, and you put something in it, and you redo it again. You have to get my arm out of it. You have to break the mold. And then they reuse it to create more like me. Me is you, you are me, we are all the same as three. Look, here's the same thing. See the bird? It looks like a roulette wheel. You see the different levels of the skirts? There's a skirt here. There's a skirt over here. And here's the watering bowl. Okay, the water. As the water flows this way, this thing will turn around. This is showing you where the middle is. I do not know. This is the first time I picked it up. But if you take a look, the head is split into like a flower. And here's the energy. But I did want to say something, that I saw something very scary today. Take a look at the Canadian maple leaf. There are three. There are three. Two sides of the brain. Okay, and the person in between. The Grey Cup. Where are you? The Grey Cup. Let's get ready for the Supper Bowl. First we had the 101st Grey Cup. And that brought cold weather after that. That's what I noticed. Then after that, what happened? The Canadians went on a big streak. And then it got really, really bad, and they started to lose, the Canadians. Now, it's the Supper Bowl. We have 1 month approximately until the playing of the Supper Bowl. This year is going to be all about the sky. This year is all about space. If you know anything, or if you've seen anything that reminds you of space in the year 2525, maybe Star Trek or Star Wars, this is the year. When you saw Star Wars, the last movie was actually reflecting on the first one that ever came out. Well, that's what's going to happen in this life. Whatever reflected this world before is going to reflect it near the end. And we're going through a major cold snap. It's been cold for the longest time I've ever seen, with the most snow. But I don't think they're allowed to freeze us. I don't think that's part of the game. Let's freeze them all. No, maybe a couple of us. But anyways, the Canadian maple leaf is 3 leaves. The flag is red and white. It's our blood. Okay? And here, look at the ankh on the bottom of the foot. What is it? You see over here the turquoise? See over here the turquoise? Are these the 2 eggs? I didn't study this. I do not know what it is. It looks like Oakland Raider signs, different kinds of wings. But look at the color. Take a look at the plate properly. It's the moon. It's the moon. This is a pop-up. This is inside the moon. Look at your moon. Which moon is this? This is the red Mercury moon, is it not? Or this is planet Mercury on top of our head. So we have 3 of them. One here, and one here. Would you say this is Nibiru? Would you say that was Nibiru? Inside of Neptune, an energy source. The air we breathe that comes out of the grounds, that's God's fiery light. The belly button. I have a funny feeling that the belly button, okay, and this is one of the things, I think the belly button, that when you become of age, your belly button is what helps to transport your light from down below. It's sort of cooked up between your ass, your belly button, and your nuts. Something like that. And everything seems to be tied up near your belly button. And that's what it seems like, and I can be 100% wrong. Another thing, you must eat your hay, J, and K. Why? The horse and the carriage. The horse and the carriage, the horse goes to the bathroom. Okay? And that's your other light. How do you create the light? Well, you create it by eating. Another thing I wanted to say, and that light will send you the light, and once you get that light, you're awake, your belly button thing is cut off, you come into this world. How can I say this? Your belly button, your light, it seems like the fiber optics might come from your belly button somehow. Because every time you try to pull out your six-pack, which vibrates into your ribs, I'm just so confused about everything. But I was also talking about your mind when it splits up, okay? And why I said we have to eat the hay, this is how it all started. Because the J and the K, okay, have to shoot the light. Look, from this side of your body, this light goes this way. From this side of your body, this light goes this way. Now this can be the two sides of your rear end, your ass. The sand trap of Mars might be part of your ass. That's crazy. But it might be just located up here. It goes down and back up and down. Where at? Is that where we have the where at sign? So the J and the K, here's your K, here's your J. From it you get your R, and in between you get your H. That's the A family. And that's because of the horse's hay. Otherwise I wouldn't have thought of it. No way. AY? AY is 2 and 7, the 7th gate. The 2 of the 7th gate is your ass. The 1 is your pie hole. Your pie hole is here. The other one is your pee hole. Pi, P. Pi means more than 1. P means electronic. Get rid of that juice. You're creating too much energy. That piss of yours, guaranteed. Guaranteed we go to the bathroom and put it in the field. That stuff comes back in our food and will be twice as strong. I see everybody's closing the video now, right? Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. Look at the word heroine. Her. King. Her. He. Heaven. 4 and 4. He. 4 and 5. The sun. The fox. Her. He. Roe, the egg, the salmon going upstream, the oin or the ointment, the EIO, 15 and 9 is 24, creating the X, the cross is on. The cross is on, that X we saw, we had the energy to go to each side of her king is on. So there's a her and a he king inside of you because they didn't connect. This is the heroine. 85 says matrix. 18 says the 3 worlds of 666, the A family, that's where you got your A, J, H, and R. It says a Jakar, a Jafar. Remember, it's a Jafar inside it. Nobody wanted to say Jafar. Then we have your 9 birth and the cross of the electronic world that gets connected to this. A and C, because A and C, this is actually saying, I'm A, and there's 2 worlds. They're both B's. I am A in the center of the 2 worlds. 6 and 6, almost holding hands, and they would turn around, and it's the moon of Neptune. And I'm assuming that that's where your spirit, I think your spirit runs more in your head, and your soul runs everything from your waist to your feet. And that's why they say down to the bottom of the soles of your feet. And the way you get your soul back up into your head over here is by you being the spirit. You carry your soul. The spirit carries its soul inside the blood, and it comes up to the head. And then you've had soul from your head to the bottom of your feet. But it was the spirit who brought on the soul. Because of the spirit life interacting, 2 different brains, I still say that the soul brain is in your ass and it's on the ground of some sort. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. Thank you for watching. Yes, there was one thing I wanted to say, and I must say this, okay? Hold on a second. Hold on, let me see if I can find this. No, I don't have it here. Whoop. Hold on a second. Just give me a second. This is something that's really not. I can't see where I get it from, and I really can't say a lot about it. But what I will say is the word black. The highest number in the word black, okay, is 3. That's the highest number. And in black, they all have 1 A, but they don't only have 1 A because in every 3, and in black there are 3 3s, 3, 1, and 3, that piano cycle in black, 3, 1, and 3. The B is the two world of Venus split on both sides, ending with a K. The L is one wing in which is carried because the other one is a spirit. We only need the soul of one world. We run one mind. We run two hemispheres. Okay? Because we must mix the spirit with the soul hemispheres. They intertwine together. It's a spirit mix that comes in. It's something in the head, a storage system that we take the soul energy and we send it to a star where we can remember and bring it back to earth at the same time as we have spirit enlightenment within us. And most of that spirit enlightenment comes from the air we breathe. Somehow our DNA goes and keeps changing it back and forth, spirit, soul, and the spirit always knows what's going on because it's the spirit that is saving the information. It's the spirit that saves the information. I wanted to show you something. Do you see this here? Okay? I don't know if you can see it. I found this on Daryl's plate. This thing here, I'm hoping you see this. If you look up Archangel Raphael Tiphoreth, T-I-P-H-O-R-E-T-H, he will have the same system. He has the same system. Home run in baseball. Anyways, the one thing I wanted to continue to tell you, not to actually tell you, is that in red, which is the E energy, which is the E electronic. Is that why blood is actually blue? Because it's electronic, or it's from the air? Is it a gasoline? Is it a methane gas from what we eat? Or does it come out of the air? Out of the air we get the red, blue blood. This is what I'm assuming. From that, we get the black. Okay, we get the blue blood, the blue and the yellow. Because the yellow, okay, we go to the bathroom, we turn yellow. We have red blood. We have the energy of the air of the matrix that we breathe in, turning the colors this way. There's no such thing really as I see black. Black is only an overcovering of the same colors of red, blue, and yellow. And removing of certain... Anyways, I don't want to get to that. But inside of black, okay, and in the N world, okay, not in the peace world, which is the one spirit light, not in the three world, which is the one creation of the AC/DC, not in the G world, where the gateway is split and brought in with backdoor one light for three, and then one light for three. And do you know why I'm telling you this? Because I'm looking at Jen's thing right now, okay? And I can't do everything at one time, but I see it. The PCGN, they're right in front of you. How can you not see? The A and the K is the first letter and the 11th letter. Although in the P world, and in the C world, and the G world, where they count 2 and 2 because it's the division of the Venus, instead of calling for the light, and the division of the Venus with the light is number 3. The other ones without the light are number 2. It's like saying 202, okay? And the K in the N world, that's where the cross comes on your back, and it's number 5. P becomes 7375. Oh my God, 7375, no way, 7375. 3757. Jesus was born 3757. Jesus is born. Black. Jesus was born under black. Wow. You see, the P is 1 and 6. The C, okay, is 1 and 2. But it only says C because it's one strand, okay? It hasn't been duplified yet, okay? It's one strand of... Excuse me, it must be a split strand. It had to be duplified in order to have three of its colors. It has its complete DNA ratio. G is 7, okay, which is the same thing as G is 7. So if P is 7 is 1 and 6, then G cannot be 7. G cannot be 7. G can be either 5 and 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 2. Yes, G is 5 and 2 because in the 7 card, okay, it shows you 5 at the top and 2 at the bottom, and you can't be the one spirit of light because you picked that up with the P letter. And I want to show you something from before what we just did. We were talking about, is it this over here? Hold on a second. No, not this. Not this. not this, not this, not this, not... Okay, here we are. We did this before. Do you remember with the pool balls? I said low shoe. 209 was the train. It's the electronic trains, because it's the tracks that are electric. You remember they said the metro tracks are electric? Well, when we do 209 or 2009, okay, regardless of 18 or 180 degrees, regardless if it says 2 worlds of 69, because the 0 equals 6, or 15 and 2 make your 17, so it'll be 17-9, 179, with the creation of the 3 worlds. 9 times 7 is 63 of the one spirit. They'll say 3 worlds. 3 worlds. Your 3 worlds are, this is what your 3 worlds are. 5, 5, and 5 balls together in the pool table, all sticking together. You're dividing them up in 5 balls here, 5 balls here, 5 balls here. It's all over the Mayan calendar. Okay? So what you get over here is 3 times 135. 135 plus you have to add the 1 always to end it. It equals to 136. Now, if I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, then I counted, okay, then I counted 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I counted 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And then I counted 16. Oh no, that was it. That was it. So if I would count it like this, the 5 balls, 5 balls, and 5 balls, instead of getting 45, I'll get 65. So what does that quarter give me here that I did not get there? This is because we now have the communication of the white wolf, number 56, 65. It's the flow of the energy. In the other picture, right, if I would have counted 1 to 16 altogether, 1 to 16, always add the lowest with the highest to give it the 1 spirit light, because you need 2 holes of light. You need 2 lights. 2 lights. There's 3 sides on the dice. You have to use 2. Okay? If there's a light going in, there's a light going out. If there's a light going in, there's a light going out. If there's a light going out, the light's going somewhere. So you always have to have 2 in the end light. The end light. So what we're going to do over here is, if you add up 1 to 16 in pool, it equals 6, 1, and 3. If you go play football, it's 6, 1, and 3. If you ask for the 10 Commandments and the laws of Moses, 6, 1, and 3. If you ask for 6 days, 1 day, and 3 days, it'll tell you a situation. The 6, remove it, because the 6 talks for man, the AC power of man. Take away 6, and all you're going to have is 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1. Creation of 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. This says ace. This says calf. Man's the calf. Something about the calf. You ever see the calf's nose? It's really a soft nose. Even the horse has got a soft nose. You ever touch it with those big, big breathing holes? And they spit out. In fact, the nose of the calf even looks like a number 6. So you end up here with 15 balls. The 15 balls actually equal to 120. This number is actually true. 3 times. You turn it 3 times. 45 on each time to equal 135, and the adding up of all these balls is 120. But when you add up the 1 extra ball, just the 1 extra ball, the cue ball gets a number 16th ball, 16 points become 136, makes man the calf, CAF. Then we have number 65 over here, that's his communication. This, if you keep adding it, this will tell you about a lot more. This tells you about 2 situations. Here's your 15. Now, if I took the pool ball and cut it in half, I'd have the same number on the other side. So I'd work 2x. You always have to work the 2x. M-O-O-N-C-O-O-O-K. This creates the club. Everybody knows this is the club. This is the flower. The keyhole is the flower. Is it the flower? Is it the flower that we get from the oats the horses eat? What is this part of our belly button? Do you notice always, no matter what you do when you turn this, 1 point will always go up. It's the same thing with your hand. Put your pinky down. No, I said keep your pinky down. You see, you have no choice. Oh yeah, you can start doing this, but now you're making another movement. So we had this, which is 1 to 16. We showed the pool balls. What I'm thinking about the pool balls, okay, is that they come out of the corners. Have you ever seen the octagon Has 8 corners, so it can flash out the light any which way it wants from both sides. Now you got the sunlight if you want. Or we puff them out the other way. The light, the inside light, this, you see the way it's held on to light? Well, guess what? I want to show you something really freaky. And Donna, if you ever watch this video, it's in one of your pictures. It's in one of your pictures, Donna. Here. This looks like all the area the light can come in. You see the game? See this game, this card? It's coming in inside this here. So that would be the light. Okay? This is what's inside. You see the picture open? It shows you what's inside. Now, I'm not exactly right on with that. I'm not sure what else there is to do. There's still a ton. I've never... I mean, you got to be like 100 people in a room and sit down 3 weeks to try and figure out one of my videos. But it is as it is. We will say one thing. Can you see me? I see. Okay, but you don't see me. You see the way we see each other? What if I left that in my camera? What if we did it only this way? What if all our videos were done this way? Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. What if we only did it this way? Is this the only way the light would come in?